Well done for doing so.
I'm still in denial. The glimmers, which was the opposite of stressors, which means that there's...
Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode of Real Self-Talk. And this one is going to be very real because we are going to test a journey. And we've seen it from the previous episode where I've tested the journey. It was so vulnerable. Like I felt so vulnerable to open up about my fears and everything that's happening in my self-talk. But that's real. And I think we have to face this. It's nothing wrong with having such fears. It's just like the same that the stomach works to do the digestion. It's same that the brain works to produce thoughts. And some of them, we should address them and change them into a better way. Like we have to improve our self-talk because our life quality depends on that. And in today's episode, Viorica is gonna test a journey, and she's already nervous.
Not nervous. I'm angry. I would do one at angry, like on anger, not as a parent, but something with myself. But I'm just like, I think I will do the one with burnout, feeling close to burnout. All right, let's start. So we have here an option to add the audio to it. I usually read it, but for this podcast, it'll be easier for you to also listen.
Welcome to Self-Talk. This is a safe space for self-therapy. The word therapy comes from the Greek therapeuin, meaning to listen to. In this journey, focus on listening to your body. So let's start.
I love the part that mentions about listening to your body. I forgot we've included this part here. It's such
I like that.
challenging process to listen to our bodies.
Feeling close to burnout. It's a sign that you've been working too intensely for too long.
Okay. That's true.
Your mind and body are reaching their limits. There's a fear of breaking down, and the balance is missing from your life. Reflect on the past weeks, months, or even years. When did you start to work at this intense pace?
I can say since forever, but I will go with the one which is more recent because I felt it like recently, the exhaustion part. And I think that's normal for most of the people which work. They get it in December quite exhausted.
Yeah, I heard a friend of mine saying this joke that like, oh my God, everyone works in December, like there is no January. Like chill out, people. January is still there.
Looking back in time helps you increase time awareness. Well done for doing so.
It's easier for me to read.
Mm-hmm.
The human body is a highly intelligent biomachine. When something is not working well, it gives us signs.
So feeling close to burnout can come with body signs, unexplainable pains, gut issues, back pain, headaches, mind signs, struggle to focus, overthinking, mental fatigue, emotional signs, irritability, withdrawal, emotional numbness.
I felt them all. But yeah, I think overthinking, irritability.
Reflect on what are the signs telling you that burnout is close. Another helpful question can be, why do you think you are close to burnout?
I think there are a couple of signs. One is that I stopped doing sport. One thing. That's a sign. If you see me angry, you ask me, Vio, did you do the sport today? And I say no. And then I'm like,
it's
okay,
all clear.
go back and go do the gym. I couldn't disconnect from work. That's how I would put it in my own words. Like
Recognizing the signs helps you be proactive in avoiding burnout. Well done for doing so. Working too intensely for too long can keep you in a tunnel view state, where only work matters, and other important areas of your life can be affected.
That's true. I felt that.
Zoom out on your life to see the real impact of being in this state. Which area of your life is most impacted by feeling close to burnout?
Relationships. Okay. That includes everything. That includes family, that includes love relationships, that includes relationship with myself.
I really like the idea of like tunnel view. You can't see anything else except work or except this problem.
What other life areas are affected?
Other than those three, I think my body.
Acknowledging the impact can be uncomfortable. Well done for doing so.
I'm still in denial. I can bet that it's hard to actually face it, but I'm still in denial.
After zooming out on the impact, let's zoom in on what emotion you feel.
Frustration.
How does it make you feel realizing that all these life areas are affected? Identify the main emotion.
Frustration, anger. It's one. Wait, it says one. Identifying the main emotion. No, it's not anger though. It's sadness. But no, it's anger. How does it make you feel? What does it make you feel?
Which one is stronger,
realizing
sadness or anger?
It's anger though. It's first that comes to me, it's anger. It's not like Paulus. I'm more like, oh.
We process such emotions not only on a mental level, but also on a physical level in the body.
Okay.
To process this emotion at a physical level, keep your attention on the sensations that this emotion generates in the body. Scan your body and notice where you feel this emotion. It can be in your chest, your neck, your stomach, or anywhere else.
I feel it here. This is my neck.
There is no need to change these sensations right now. Just observe them.
Okay.
Emotions are the voice of your inner truth. What is this emotion trying to tell you?
Okay, now come back to the question where you can go like faster, and some of them are like, oh, this requires me to actually think more. What is this emotion trying to tell you? That there is something inside me that I'm not listening to. That's what comes to my mind.
To ease the intensity of negative emotions, you can anchor your body in a positive state.
Okay.
Identify the positive emotional state you wish to feel right now.
Oh, that's good. It shifts my perspective from the attention from the anger towards something else. What positive emotion? I want to feel. It came calm, but it's more like inner peace.
Positive states arise when you experience pleasant emotions. Your body holds the memories of intense emotional experiences, both positive and negative.
And negative emotions. Holds memories.
Intentionally recall a past situation where you felt this way.
When I felt inner peace. Wow. Inner peace.
Describe the situation in details. What? When and how did it happen?
Oh, remember. It was a place in the car when we drove. It was a specific moment. I remember. You remember? Like
No.
the car, the convertible
Which
one.
Oh,
we
okay.
It was
driving on Highway 1 in California.
when we driving back to San Francisco.
We should use this moment to share your reel you've created as a result of that trip.
Oh, in the comments. But there was a moment in that when we were driving back and you put that music, something Love Yourself. And there is a specific, I remember exactly the part of that song. And it was surreal to me. I will just write it.
Yeah,
that
the
moment.
ocean was in one side, the convertible car,
from the
us being there as like really good friends. What a moment.
Convertible. Because I will remember this. That was something that I felt.
Focus on entering this state with all your senses, like you would travel back in time.
Okay.
How does this state make your body feel? What thoughts does it bring into your mind?
That I miss it. That I miss this state.
Recalling such memory in detail helps you solidify the memory of this emotion within your nervous system. Well done for doing so.
Thank you.
So far, you've already explored 2 emotional states, one pleasant and one unpleasant.
So it's anger and...
Next is to do an imagination exercise. Imagine yourself as a DJ, shifting between these 2 states, just as you would between 2 songs.
Anger, inner peace.
What effect did this exercise have on your body?
It's hard for me. Like, I'm experiencing the same thing. I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but I'm like, I need the time to do it. Or like, I need just to think about it.
You need a safe space, like where you can just explore whatever comes. Because in front of the camera, you're like, oh, I hope nothing crazy comes up.
I just put like a layer. I'm like, no.
I need to look good in front of the camera. I have my things together. Like, I need to have my act together. I can't show vulnerability because people may think like, oh, I'm this afraid person or something like this. And that's normal.
What effect did they experience in my body? Because I would prefer not to do it.
Do you remember like the insights you had from when we were testing it before we launched it?
First time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, different. Because then I did it for the first time. It was a realization that I actually can switch between these 2 states. It was more like not something that I process mentally. It was something more like, oh, I actually can switch. There is like a volume button or like something that I can get here or there. There was a possibility for me to change. But now I observe that I'm sort of attached to the feeling of being angry.
Yeah, I think that's linked with the fact that there is no safe space for you to do this and explore this. The safe space is really important because a big part of the therapy happens because we feel safe to open up to the therapist. The trust between me and the therapist, that I can trust them with my deepest, darkest side of me, and they will not judge me. That's the main part in therapy, to be efficient. And here, when you are with yourself, that's the point. Like, you want to be with yourself, and sometimes even if the fact that like, oh, I don't even want someone to read my notes from the phone or something like this,
and nobody's reading them because these are encrypted and we don't have access to it.
It's such a deep experience to go in our darkest sides or like our scared sides and acknowledge those. So that's totally fine. I remember my own experience when I did this journey. I felt
something with the glimmers clicked with you, right?
Yeah, I loved the idea that first I recognized my problem was again with like working too much, feeling close to burnout because of work. And I've discovered that my need of safety was directly linked with how much I work. So when I had to stop working, it's like I would have to stop feeling safe. So I discovered that I had a very fixed mindset about safety, that it only comes from work and from making money. And as a result of the journey, I got to expand my concept of safety, like what brings me safety, to include my friends, time in nature, my body. Taking care of my body brings me safety. So it really helped me expand my own thinking about what brings me safety, because before that, safety was strictly about money. And it's a very limited mindset that I adopted sometime in childhood.
I remember that you drew like a sort of the way you expanded the notion.
Yeah, I got so I got so into it. I even took a time to like drew a fundament of my life. I can even put a photo in here so you can see it. But we as humans, we have 3 big basic needs that have to be met in order for us to feel functionable, like to feel good. That's the need for safety, that's the need for satisfaction, and that's the need for connection. And I wanted to expand what fulfills these needs for me. And if initially as a child I figured it out that money brings you safety, as an adult, I recognize that that's a limited belief. Like there is many other things that brings you safety. My family brings me safety. My friends brings me safety. Time spent in nature calms me down. So these are some other resources that I've included in my concept of safety. So this is why it was such a big realization for me. I used the same thinking pattern in other areas of my life. I did the same for connection. What type of activities satisfy my need for connection, and what type of things in my life satisfy my need for satisfaction.
For me, it was the glimmers, something that there is stressors that causes this burnout, close to burnout state. And then was the glimmers, which was the opposite of stressors, which means that there is, I can have from stressors, I can have glimmers as well. Like I can change the state because I am applying the glimmers in my life.
What glimmer have you found for yourself?
For at that time was the walking in the nature. That was the glimmer that I associated for inner peace, I guess. But I don't know what was the state, but I remember that was the activity.
Yeah, in my case, I associated. So glimmer are some small things that you can give them a task to remember you to feel in a specific way. And in my case was having a tea to help me feel simplicity. My problem was like I overcomplicate things sometimes and I go too much into research. Like I was processing this situation, and as a result I figured out for myself that whenever I have a deadline, because before deadlines I feel close to burnout most of the time. And like for me, before a deadline, when I have to finish something really important, the behavior I discovered was that I was overcomplicating it, doing too much research. So as a glimmer, something that would help calm me down, bring this sense of simplicity, would be plant tea, like mint tea most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'll have this tea and I'll make it very hot and keep it on my table to remember me to stay simple. Keep it simple.
That's good. You have to apply it more often, I guess.
Yeah. Do you want to finish the journey?
I would prefer not to, because I'm in the stage right now where I would go through it like
just because of the podcast.
Yes, but I don't want to do that. So that's why it's important to do it on your own. Because I'm just like, okay, let me share it, but I don't want to share it. So I'll be very open. I don't want to share it.
I appreciate you.
But it's good that these answers, like you mentioned, that these answers are not visible for others. So it's like, it's just for me. And what do I do with it? And I have so many ideas right now. How can we add this? Like, what's going to be for the next journeys with the purpose one, with them? Like, my mind right now goes through the what's going to follow after this. And
have a glimmer of patience.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Actually, the fact that it's just you and your thoughts, for me, this was a crazy thing because like I opened the secret door in my mind. I was like, okay, now I can just write whatever comes to my mind, the real things.
Yeah, I want more though. Like I'm right now, like I want more topics on this different. It's one thing when you test it as because we are showing, because that was the purpose of showing what's inside. And it's another one when you test it because you have this problem really, and you actually feel it and you want to understand. It's a huge difference. And I think that's what I would love to emphasize, because the purpose of this, which I think we reached as to show more of how this looks from inside, but like more of doing it because you have that problem specifically.
And we observed that with our testers, if you remember, like when we were asking people to test the app, they would not have like a good experience because they were testing it and they were like, oh, I was not sure. I'm not sure it's personalized enough.
Yeah.
And for those that searched for it and tested it because they had a problem, it was working.
This specific problem.
Like, yeah, it was working. And I've always emphasized to people that like, hey, if you do not have that problem, if you don't do it for real, it's not working. If you do not analyze a proper issue in your life that you are facing, then this app is not working for you. If you want to just test it, then just don't, because it may not work and you're going to not have a pleasant experience. But if you really struggled with anxiety, with burnout, with feeling enough,
and then we have
we have journeys for that and you can do them for real.
we had others that are coming. The one with pressure, the one with finding meaning, the one that is about how to stop bringing work stress at home.
Yeah, and if you want us to create a specific journey, you can let us know. We have a special page for that. It should be live by the time we publish this
we'll
episode.
Add it in the description, right?
Yeah,
that's the link where they can.
Yeah, so you can request a journey, and if it's upvoted by others too, then we will prioritize. We will find a great therapist to help you solve this out.
Yeah.
So we need some credit, I think, for being so vulnerable in front of the camera. So I think we have to kind of say well done to ourselves, and well done for building this up and taking. Sometimes I really look at ourselves and I'm like, we are a bit crazy. We embarked on this journey of like helping people to learn self-therapy. Mind-blowing. But it's so fulfilling. So I hope you enjoy a part of that too. That was it for today, Viorica. Thank you for sharing your inner truth with us all. And we will see you in the next episode.